Hey, what's up, everyone? Well, whoever ends up showing up, what's up? All right, well, I'm just going to jump into this. I was pulling up some old drawings. I found two that are from a while ago. And I just decided I'm going to start there and just start drawing. That's literally it. And I'm just going to see where it takes me. Yeah, that's all. So I found this guy. Who is he? I don't know. He kind of looks like he worked in the mob. And then I found this drawing and I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. They were in two separate PSDs, but they were right next to each other. So I believe I made them around the same time. I don't know. There's like 400 or 500 PSDs I have on my computer. So it's kind of hard to figure out when they actually came about. But I was like, okay, cool. Detective guy and whoever this guy is, I don't know. But I was just looking like, wow, his nose is huge. Um, yeah, I don't know. So I've been drawing a lot differently lately, as in kind of just leaving my lines and just letting them be. I'm not, it's kind of weird. I am not starting out, you know, a lot of the times now like this, where I break things down into my shapes and how things connect. I'm kind of trusting my gut feeling more and just kind of going for it based off of how they feel, or at least how I feel. So if I was looking at this design, which I am, it's just like, well, I don't know. Who the hell is he? Yeah, let me get him out of the way. Maybe we'll make him smaller. He's kind of big, huh? And then just keep adjusting that over and over and over. Well, he has a big belly, but I don't know. Let's just see. So there was this talk by John Cleese, and it has been stuck in my head, and it's about finding this time to create a balance between being creative and acting like you're a child in a playground, to then using your skills to then refine those things and take it to a finished place. But you have to split up that time. You can't have them connect, because if you don't allow yourself to play, you will never find something that's unexpected, or you know you can't have fun. It's hard because you constantly have all these different fundamentals or ideas in your head, and that can really stagnate, people. So, like, let's see. I'm not even worried about the drawings, just trying to feel it out, like, where am I going with this? I'll even leave it rough. I don't even care. Like, so let's see, let's get rid of some of those lines. Does he have glasses on still? Maybe. Hmm. This a lot of this thinking happened from a very particular assignment I had that was no joke. Like, it was so simple, and yet I, for some reason, struggled with it really bad, and I had to look for some type of inspiration. Um, I wish I could talk about it, what it was, but maybe later in the future, when I can show it, at least at that point. But he looks like he has like a cauliflower ear or something. I have no idea. He's on this little black cat. But who is this guy? He has this like mustache here. Does he have like a big bottom lip? I don't know. armory feels too, just gut feelings telling me it feels too big. He has on his cuffs here. See, as you can see, like my lines are just like kind of following each other. Right now, I'm not even concerned. I honestly, whatever. I'm just trying to see where I end up going with this guy. Like, do I like some of these things? I kind of like this belly, how it feels like all the weight's coming down right here. You could kind of feel it in that area. I don't know why. I feel that. Him though, his face, I'm not feeling very much. I'm not trying to make this perfect. I'm just searching right now. Like, what am I doing? Like, Does he have like a big cheek on the other side? Something like that feels kind of funny. It's like all these wrinkles. I don't know why. Wow, that looks hilarious. It looks so stupid. He has like a bunch of wrinkles. Does he have a big ear? You have more of a normal ear? I don't even know. Does he have a big hat? Can you see his hair on the other side of his head? I have no idea. Right now, this is all just exploration. Is this working? No. But that's the thing. I'm starting to be okay with it. Before I wasn't. I was like constantly trying to self-correct myself, which it seems like I'm doing that now, but I'm not mentally. I'm just like, that doesn't. It just doesn't feel right. I'm not looking at like, oh, that's even. Whatever. If it's even, it's even. That's not even my concern no more. Just trying to find something that feels okay. Like, does he feel like he needs a bunch of hair coming out? Do his eyebrows feel too close? I don't know. That's the thing. I don't know. I guess that's what makes this fun. Well, I know. God, he looks so funny. Um, Let me leave this drawing up. Just for anybody that pops in, just to know what's happening. And if anybody does pop in, wants to say hi in the chat, by all means, say hi. He looks like he has like a bowling ball, or not a bowling ball, like a bowling pin head. I don't know why I'm thinking that. What if I did extend that? He has all these little glasses. He has like this big ass nose. What's that one? It's like a cartoon. It's like Nilbert or something. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I don't even know how it's coming out. I'm gonna be honest. This drawing on the far left is something I did a while ago, and now I'm just kind of using that as my base, just to play with. It's kind of it. I don't know where I'm going with any of this, to be honest with you. But this is kind of the process I take whenever I'm working, especially now. I just allow myself to try to get out just my feelings. Like, let's see. Like, who is this guy? Does he have like baggier pants? Like little shoes? I'm not sure. I don't know. This guy feels like he'd carry around a newspaper or like a suitcase. What were they called? Briefcase? Suitcase? Whatever. Feels like he'd have a big pouch here. Like a big stomach. Does he, maybe he rolls up his sleeves. See, I'm not too concerned with streets, curves, all of that. Not right now. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going with this. Cuz I don't know. I have no idea where I'm going. I'm just because I have no story. At least I wasn't giving one. I'm kind of making things up in my head. Like this guy looks mean. My guy, I'm kind of feeling like he. I, it's not the Big Lebowski, but I'm feeling like it's just like this dad who's just beat up from working all the time, and for some reason I have bowling in my head. I don't know what that is, but this guy's just he's just worn out. How did I get there from that? I don't know. Like I said, I don't even know. I just found these two drawings, that guy and wait, this one and him, and I was like, oh, okay, a gangster and this other dude who I guess is a detective, and I was like, I'm just gonna play with those. So, but I'm already going off in another place. That I inspired myself to do something different that I wasn't expecting. I guess that's essentially it. But who is this guy? Maybe he, you know, all he wants to do is bring his kid a balloon. Maybe that's what it is. That's all you got, huh? Huh. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I'm kind of liking where this is going though. It's kind of funny. Even though this guy looks funny. God, that guy looks ridiculous. Or maybe it is a gangster who bowls on the weekend and he has a kid, so he's trying to find his way out and he secretly works a business job. And on the downtime, he's mean. I think I can make him mean. But he has to play the part. Maybe he's trying to retire. Maybe he was retired. Hold on. Now my brain's going all over the place. What if he was retired at some point and he has to come back? He has a family. Hmm. I don't really know. I don't know. Oh yeah. Hey, what's up, dude? Uh Willie Loman had two sons. Having been. Oh, really? Dude. Yeah, it's a random stream. Um these tend to happen a lot now. I was gonna do it more consistently, but man, I got swamped with the art club, dude, and work. Dude, there were some days, 12, 13-hour days. Like I was literally standing here at my desk. I didn't eat for 2 days. I was on a strict water diet. It was pretty nuts. Here, let me keep going. All right, we'll use you still. kind sir. All right, what if he is this guy? And where am I going with this? If he has that big old belly. I want to feel that fat there. Maybe he has like that pouch underneath. See, these are crude. Whoever's showing up and is like, wow, this guy draws like a crazy person. Yeah. Right now, yeah. I can go back in and tie this all down. But not right now. Because this is the part that I think most people just miss in their work. Just allow yourself to have fun. But you got to know where you're kind of going. That's the only thing. Like he looks a little stronger. Maybe that tie sits on his stomach there somewhere. Need this to wrap around the form. I don't know, somewhere right there. Ooh, what if he, you know what? Let's get more tension on that with those straights. Yeah, that's what he does. Check me out. I see this. Someone wrote message. I promise I'm going to look. Just trying to get out this doodle real quick. Okay. Yeah, that's what he does. He pulls on his suspenders. Yeah. All right. There's the belt. Something like that. How do you figure out what colors to choose for your characters? Ooh, that's a good one. I don't know. I will literally, depending, I'll go onto Google and look up pictures of people, and then I'll just see kind of what fits, and then I'll bring it in here, and like, or sometimes I'll just wing it. Like, all right, I don't know, blue feels kind of sad, and I mean the biggest thing I'm trying to look for is values. So here, let's see if I can. I am not the color person though. Just a heads up. Like I am terrible at color, but here I'll show you a couple little things I do though. Oh shit, wrong layer. Okay, blue. I don't know. It feels off. I feel like this guy should feel like he works at a business. Or should he have a white shirt? Maybe. I'm not really sure. Or maybe it's lighter blue. Okay, and then you can either squint your eyes to try to see values, or you can open up a layer, because this is the only way I know how to do it, because I'm not big on color. You grab your paintbrush, fill that with white, come up here to this thingy, and you go all the way down to color. Boop. So now, if I turn on that, if I turn on any colors now, it'll be in grayscale. So let's go back here and I'll grab, I don't know, I need this dark. Let me get another blue in there. Here's this pants. So I can already see the contrast. There's like a dark one, there's a lighter one, and if I change it to the grayscale, I can instantly see that there's this value there. Values heard matter more than any color whatsoever. I mean, I can just pick a random color if I wanted to, and even fill it in with this. And I've seen people that paint with just values. It's pretty amazing, and then their colors are all over the place, and it works. It's just fascinating. But I'll try to get light, medium, and um, dark if I can. See, those feel pretty close though. So maybe I will go very light like him. Probably even lighter. Something like that. I don't know. See, now he looks all washed out and ugly. Okay, so let me get some saturation in there. I'm gonna play with this. Oh, I'm on a Mac, so I hit Command U and this thing pops up, and sometimes I'll just start going around trying to find something I like. Sometimes not necessarily the skin tone is what I'm usually focused on at this point. I'm kind of looking at the clothes, and I'll show you why in a sec. Let's see. Ooh, that feels kind of like Dwight, huh? Okay, let's go back to this blue. Let me bring that saturation down a little. Okay, you can't see this. Okay, so if you hit Command U, this hue saturation thing pops up with colors and saturations and brightness or whatever. And on there, if you click, there's a thing that pops up. It says global colors, and then it has different sections: red, yellow, green, cyan, blue, magenta. So if I were to hit, I don't know, magenta, and then I change the hue, it only changes the things in here that are magenta. So I can now change this. So maybe more brown. And let me go to green because that balloon looks really funny. And I'll just change the hue. Maybe something that kind of stands out a little. Maybe he has a little boy. I don't know. Okay. And then I need to change like that yellow color. So on the skin tone. So maybe somewhere around there. Like I said, I'm not the best with color. Oh shoot, it's changing all kinds of things. Okay, let's just say this is that. Now this might be ugly as hell. And yeah, whatever. But the thing is, I'm just trying to explain what I do because this is extremely rough and I'm trying to go through the process really quickly just so you can kind of see what I'm doing. So, I'll put another layer over on top of that one. I will hit Option and then hit whatever, click there. It'll now add like an overlay to it. So now any colors I pick, so let's just say I'm going to pick like a red, like that, if you can see up here. Okay. And then I will hit Option, Delete, boop, and it'll fill the whole thing. It'll add color right on top of that color. And now if I go and I go to opacity and drop it down to like, I don't know, 15 or 10, hopefully it like starts to unify the colors. It sounds kind of weird, but okay, look. So if I turn it off, you can see the color changing. I kind of don't like that, so I might change. So I hit Command U again, and I'm back in here, and I might change these colors around. So like I kind of like this weird bluey color. Oh, it's purple. Let's check what blue looks like. No, the purple feels kind of good. See if I make it darker. Nope, lighter. Feels very purple. So maybe there. So you can see that difference there. The only reason why is because I was talking about him being like sad, or not sad, but he doesn't want to do this anymore. So if I turn that off, I have to fill that in real quick. Let's see. He has a little gray hat on. He has a gray belt. I could even throw in like little rosy cheeks and maybe his nose too. I have no idea. It's a cartoon, right? So yeah, just an idea about color, or I'm just taking colors from pictures, to be honest. I'll pull in a picture and just start snatching things left and right. So yeah. Okay, back to the drawing. Oh crap. What's going on here? There you go. Okay. We have this guy. I think I was about to start another one. Chroma. Yeah, that John Cleese lecture is amazing. Dude, it's mind-blowing. Just how simple it is, and yet it's so hard to do. So hard. I only know of one person who does that, who thinks like that, and that's Kelman. Like, where am I going with this guy? Look how big is this nose? I'm still taking this expression here. I'm not sure where we're heading. What if his hat was big? Like that. I start getting rid of these. Maybe? I don't know. Guess we're gonna find out, see where this all goes. Who are you, mister? I almost I don't know why I was thinking of him in a fisherman's hat right now, but it would totally not be in character. Let's see, where is this waist going? Maybe there. How long has this guy been out of business for, huh? I don't know. This guy's still holding a balloon. Is he holding an ice cream? My poor kid. How the fuck do you draw ice cream? Oh, I'm getting too stuck. I don't care. I'll figure out the hand later. I just got to get through this. Oh, he came off of work too. I forgot. I feel like he needs to have a more of a slouch. I want to make a tie too thick from left to right. I want to make him contrast that so he feels a little bigger. I think this is the part where a lot of designers, don't get me wrong, there's some amazing technical artists out there. My goodness, like better than I could ever be. I think the thing is just got to get out of your head. I remember one of the things I used to have trouble with a lot back in the day was if you push shapes too much, how do you apply anatomy to these things? And I think I had anatomy too stuck in my head until I realized, I don't know where I heard it. I think it was at Disney. Someone was like, it's just shapes. And I was like, you know what? It is just shapes. Everything's just shapes. And it was just like, everything changed after that moment. If you got big glasses, what the hell am I drawing? Trying to figure out what I'm doing. All right, let's go there. What if he had his hat tilted back? He needs a bigger ear. Why? Still don't know. He just felt like he needed a bigger ear. Kind of. Okay, here's the thing. Whenever you go through this stage, you're pretty much okay. One, you're trying to get lost, of course, right? You're just trying to get sucked into your work to the point where you can just start enjoying yourself, having fun, see where it takes you, unexpected. And somewhere deep in our mind, we have an idea of where we're hoping this thing will go. I mean, like that doesn't, this guy, his hat, it doesn't feel right. Like there's something there in this goofy face. There's something here altogether. I just really like him. I for some reason, I feel for him. Um, we're not even there yet with that guy. But it's allowing yourself to try to get to a place where you're like, oh, that's it. Whatever that is, you might not even know. And it's okay not to know. I think people just really want to know that they can make a nice, pretty drawing. You know what? Sometimes all that is time. You can just sit there and go over it over and over again until you get a nice, pretty drawing. But it doesn't mean it's going to feel like something like, people haven't seen before. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if every princess looked exactly like Ariel? I mean, damn, that would suck. Or every character, or every character that went on an adventure looked exactly like Shrek. I mean, Shrek is who Shrek is. Yeah, he might be ugly, but my goodness, people remember Shrek. And they made Shrek for Shrek. You can't put Shrek in any other movie. I feel like this guy just has baggy pants. And I think that's the thing. We're like casting directors. We're just trying to find something that fits for our movie, because we want to make the next Ariel or Shrek or whatever for any movie. You want your character to feel like something that's already been made. Where's the joy in that? And I think that's the thing. Most people are even drawing females. I've noticed that for a while. It's like, okay, that kind of looks like something that everybody on Instagram draws. It's pretty, it looks great. That's cool. But why not try something different? Not saying it'll be the best thing, but why not just try it? You might find something that no one expected. Ooh, he needs like a watch. Yeah, baggy pants. What else do you need, dude? Does he have this other hand in the pocket, or is he coming home from work? What kind of work? I'm not trying to get stuck on the hand. All right, there's that shape. There. Ooh, how tight is that thing? I can always get that in later too. I don't know. I was not expecting to go there. Let's see. How do you figure out what color? Oh, sorry, I already read that. Have you ever been in a situation where you think something works, but a higher up or boss feels different? So what do you do in that situation? Um, do what they say. You might think you have the answers, and you maybe you do, but in the end, I mean, it is their project, so you got to do what you're told. And if I have any advice in regards to that from something I should have learned a long time ago, which I got to thank you to my old lead, Laren. Man, his patience for me, because when I first got in the industry, I'm not going to lie, my ego was probably through the roof because I was like, oh my goodness, I made it. I did it without art school. I figured this shit out. I was excited. And I thought I had it figured out until I ran into a problem drawing two characters in one drawing their hand. It was like reaching forward it was foreshortened. And I struggled all day with this one drawing. And I asked him to come over and help me. And I'd never asked him for help. And he came over and very calmly did a drawing over it. And it was so easy for him. And I was like, oh man, I got a lot to learn. And then over time, it slowly started disappearing and disappearing. And I mean, I know what I can do, but I don't put it out there. I'm not trying to be that person no more. I let that go years ago, thank God. It doesn't help. So just leave any ego at the door, learn to take advice, criticism, feedback, whatever it is, and just be quiet and do the work, get it done. And you know, if they ask for something very specific, do that thing. And then also maybe, they're not stopping you. Throw in a couple little things of your own because you never know where it can lead. It could be something fresh, different. You never know. So, yeah, I mean, the project I'm on now, I can't wait to show some of that. It's going to be fun because some of it is even stuff I wasn't expecting to do. But man, it was exciting. All right. Yeah. Oh, just say forgot. Exact words. Just be like, sounds great. I'm on it. Or thank you for the feedback. I'll get it done right away. Just be a team player. It's pretty much it. Did that guy have? No, he has. Wow, you like that shape? Boom! Look at that shape. What is that? All I know is there's like folds and wrinkles there. What they look like, I don't know. I'll figure that out later. All I know is I want to get these pants there. For some reason, I don't know why I can like feel his belly. Like, does he have like a big arm? I don't know. I think the problem too that I'm running into is trying to talk through this at the same time. It's actually kind of hard. Maybe all his clothes are big and baggy. What if you can't even see his? Can you do that? No, he'd run into a wall. I mean, yeah, I mean, I can do whatever I want, but if I were to just have like his, what if he had like hair like that? Would it work? All right, let's explore this. I don't know. Nose need to be bigger. What about his ear? Like, how does he feel overall? Something feels off though with the hat. Maybe the hat needs to be shorter, like that. There. Now he looks stupid. Sorry, idiot. Okay. Is that constant discovery what keeps you going as a designer? Oh yeah, dude. It has taken me. Well, I realize actually this isn't my 10th year of working. This is my 11th year, which is wild to me. It's taken me though this long to finally get to a point where I can just like let go and stop caring. Like, and it was on this project I'm on now, like where I can just start to have fun. And I know I've been able to do that. I think it's just getting to this point where I can now start to flex some of the things I have been practicing obsessively day and night over and over. And it's like after a little while, like at first I was like, oh, I got to make sure I do everything spot on. And now they trust me, which thank goodness. Thank you, Jason. And Jerry, and Jen, and Ellen. And it's like to let go. And it's been so exciting just to even just draw now. It's funny because it's like I, I'm trying to find things that just kind of sit with me. Like, what do I think is fun? And I'm trying to make it for myself almost. Like, if I were to go to the theater, would I laugh at that character or think it fit? Oh, this is a good one. I saw this in a Chris Sasaki interview, and it was like the only line that stuck to me. If you read a script, your design should somewhat fit that script. If it doesn't look like your character could say those lines or that character is not acting out those specific parts, you need to redesign your character till it fits that. And I ran into that problem once at DreamWorks. I did this design. I did a bunch of designs. No one knew this. I spent a week on designs, and I was it was like I don't even know. Um, I had the meeting like that later that day, and I was like, "Oh my goodness, these drawings, they were bugging me all week." And it got to me the last day, and I was like, "Oh, I need to redo all these. Like, this doesn't work. They look cool, but I need to redo them." So I trashed them all like a crazy person, and I got to work, and I made a page out of everything I did on that project. That was the page I loved the most because it resonated with me. I felt like that character fit in that script. And it was such a good feeling. But yeah, I don't just talking. Okay. What is your favorite character design from TV or movie that you do? That I did? Oh my goodness. I I don't know. That's a good question. I really don't know. I've never been asked that. I maybe no. It had to be something probably from the Gilmans at one point because I think that was like my biggest learning experience, and we were just trying all kinds of things, and it was just fun. Yeah, something on there. I don't know what, even though none of it got used, but it was fun. Um, what have you been practicing obsessively? Everything. It just depends on if I'm struggling with something. So like there'll be one day where I'm just trying to figure out like, okay, if I have I don't know, whoops, what is happening? Okay, we'll just use like a regular head. I say regular because this is like something you see everyone drawing, right? So if I were to draw this guy, okay, maybe. Okay, so I might have a couple things that pop up in my head right away. It's like, all right, how the hell do I turn that nose and what is it going to look like? All right, if I make a graphic shape in the hair, what will that graphic shape look like? And how can I keep that appealing? I mean, there's all kinds of things. Like, all right, where does this cheekbone part pop out on the head? And how does it work with the face? And do I overlap right there, to give that prominent point, sticking out? Or do I just leave it connected as one long shape? It's like I need to know why. So I'll start looking for every answer I can get my hands on, which is not a lot. Pretty much just checking out, Mosier work or Kelman, mostly Kelman. I'll find like a small little. I'm not kidding. This is how crazy it is. I'll look at something and I might see. Let's just say it's like a rough, and I might see like a line started like that, and then you get, whatever it is. And I'll be like, what is that line? Why did he do that? That's not an accident. Something in his this is how crazy it is. I don't know if it's like the tism kicking in or what, but it's like, dude, something in his brain naturally had him do that. And then I just start like digging and I go down this rabbit hole of trying to find information to make sense of it. And you know what? It does eventually lead somewhere. And I check these things out all the time because I believe that, like, especially him, he's my favorite designer, but I think he's the best designer. And it's just, I don't think nothing's an accident. I think he's done it so much because, I mean, when he turns in work, I mean, you're expecting like 100 drawings. I mean, I worked with people who were doing 3 to 5 drawings a week. I'm just saying that's a huge difference. And you're talking 3, 5 that look like something you might have seen before compared to like 80 to 100 drawings of things you probably have never seen in your life. It's like there's a huge difference. So it could be anything. Um, Maybe how the hand is, foreshortened, like how are the it's all over the place. It just depends. If I catch myself struggling with something, I'll clock it and then I'll go back to it later. Like one thing I know I need to go to and check is just foreshortening on hands. I want to get quicker at it, but that's it. So I need to check that out. Just you know, so if I did have a hand, let's see. Just what are those little things? I know I'm just like going right at the drawing, but I'm kind of just in that mood right now. Instead of like, you know, block this shape and, figure out how that one connects there and tubes and tubes and tubes or whatever. I'm just, yeah, I'm just trusting my gut now. Like I've done it enough that I think I can just give it a shot. And if it looks funky, then I know I need to practice some more. So I'll hang out at night, not on here in a sketchbook, pen, paper, and I'll even sit in my bed and attach a little light to it because the lights have to be off, wife's asleep. And I'll sit there and try to figure things out. So yeah. Um, so yeah. So have you figured out I can produce that much work in that short? Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, the most I've actually gotten done was on a project with Hasbro, and it was in 3 days. I knocked out 87 drawings. That was the most I did in 3 days. And I was like, to myself, I was like, yeah, that's right. I felt pretty good. Because, and man, I mean, at Sony 7, 8 years ago, I was struggling to get 10 out. And then and then eventually, yeah, I know I've told this before. Mosier came in, did 37. I was like, what the hell? How do you do that? And he showed me variation. I was like, so the next week I was able to do 20 or 30. I don't even remember. But I felt like I was like, oh yeah, on top of the mountain. I felt so good. Oh yeah. But it could also bite you in the ass. Just a heads up. If you also turn in too much work, just know what is always going to be expected of you to hit every week. So, because I did make a director mad once when one week I turned in 48 drawings or something, and the next week I turned in like 38. I'm not kidding. It was like, hey, where's the rest? I'm like, what? I'm part time. I'm freelancing. I'm only doing 20 hours, and I took a pay cut to help you. Like, oh man, what the heck? I love you to death, dude. But all right, let me get back to this real quick. Maybe a little tiny hat. Why do I feel like you need like a little bulby nose? Oh, you know what? That's gonna be your mustache. And then we'll make your teeth a little bigger. How about that? There you go. I don't know. Back to that bowling pin thing. If you weren't here, I don't know what it was. I couldn't stop thinking about like that this dude goes bowling. Why? Why is that? I have no idea. Like what would gangsters do? Play pool? Maybe bowl? Are they a part of the bowling league? I don't know. Not like LA gangsters. They're just going to, probably Dodger games or something. All right, let's see. Hold on. Kind of. Let's see. So maybe. The head is so small. So stupid. I feel like his eyebrows aren't working with this face, though. I feel like he needs to look pissed. You looking at it. Yeah, I can like feel his chest in there somewhere, right there. Oh shoot! Did I add that on the last one? No, wear your suspenders, you fool. There you go. Coming outside dressed like that. His head looks so funny. Whatever, too far. Let's move on. No one cares. Let's see. Where do you want to go with this? Where am I going with this, me? I want him to feel like he has a big chin. I want him to feel kind of chunky. So maybe he has like all these rolls. I don't know. Ooh, maybe his hat's tilted forward. Yeah, maybe he's grabbing his hat or something. Where's his other fingers? Something like that. He's lifting it over his glasses. What are you looking at? Ooh, he feels like he needs to be a fat dude. Oh, you're going to be a heffalump. Dude. Ooh. Yeah, I got to over accentuate that chunky. Yeah, no, you're not wearing no tight pants. Well, that's kind of a funny arm. He has like a fat top and like a little skinny bottom. That's too low. There you go. Sorry, he's ridiculous looking. Okay, you get a little tie too, you idiot. Is that too tight? Sorry, just making myself laugh now. Oh, his shirt. All right, yeah. The thing can't come down. It's not getting past these fat arms. Sorry, Tubby. My phone thought I was talking to it. Okay, let's see. What is this? I didn't think I've heard your Mojo story before. Oh yeah. Yeah, it was a game changer. Huge game changer. Oh, I hit him up right away. I was like, dude, how'd you get that much work done? And yeah, that was it. He was like, I have an infinitesimal amount of choices that I can make across the whole face. If I need to, turn the eyelashes or lift them or point them down or add them on the bottom or spread them apart or add an angle here on the eye or angle here, push the eyes in or lift them up or make them bigger. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, mind blowing. And then I saw his stuff on Vivo and it was just like, dude, I get it now. Yeah, that was what a memory. Okay. So it's important to limit the amount of work you turn in or feed them little by little so they're gonna no. So this is what I actually got from John Cleese. Now, okay, I I I tend to work pretty damn fast. I am pretty fast. I can say that. Um, I I want to be an asset to the team, and so I'm trying to do everything the best that I can, and so I'm over, I'm trying to get everything to them to try to keep up with whatever I need to help out with. And on what I'm on now, I know the timelines seems pretty damn quick, so I'm just trying to keep up. It's but let's just say you're on a project, they're like, "Hey, here you go." And if you ask like, "Hey, when do you need this?" and they say next week, take some time to think it through instead of just rushing yourself to get it done, to try to impress them with speed. Most of the time they don't care. They gave you a deadline, you know, use it. And I mean, if you come up maybe a couple days early, that's one thing, but allow yourself that time to give yourself room to play so you could find something that might be fresh and unique and new. Hopefully. I mean, nothing really feels new, but you might find something you never expected to go. But if you don't give yourself that time and you're just trying to turn into something that good, you might miss that entire opportunity, just because you're trying to impress them or make something nice or pretty. You know, don't worry about the validation. I mean, just, have fun. You want to have fun. If you enjoy your work, if you're having fun, then hopefully someone else will see it and have fun with you. And that's like the biggest thing, because it's one thing to make money, but money comes and goes. It's another thing though when you can make some fun work, because that will always last. That you have, that you get to keep, that you get to share. There's something amazing with doing that. I mean, you can make money anywhere, not even just drawing. You can go work at McDonald's or something, flip burgers. So I mean, yeah, I mean, so just have some fun. Okay, back to this guy. Now, this dude and this dude, this guy though, I'm not gonna lie, I really like him. There's something about him, just so ridiculous. All right. Yeah, he's so ridiculous looking. Um, yeah. Is that you, Byron? What's up, dude? Whoever's here, hi. Um, if you want to say hi in the chat, you're more than welcome to. Or how about this? Where's everybody checking in from? Hmm? Hmm? Who are some of your favorite artists? Hmm? Okay, this guy. Maybe we'll explore him. Okay, because this dude is old and he looks like crap. He was like a detective. So maybe he's trying to bust this chunkosaur. All right. He feels kind of like cliche, right? Like somebody would do that. Um, just trying to what would that kid version of me do? Like who would that guy be? Be really cool and slick. I think he. I don't know if he'd have a pipe. I think he'd have a cigar. Like who would it be? Like hmm. Sorry, I'm just like trying to get into that place in my head. Leonardo. Oh, Canada. Oh shoot. Well, hello. Greetings from the U.S. And I love me some George Bouville. Well, hello from Detroit. Who the hell is Leonardo? Byron, what are you talking about? Okay. This dude looks like ass, so let's try to figure out what we're doing with him. All right, so we got this chunky dude with not him. That guy's see, he's too strong. This dude looks like he's a schemer. Yeah, and this is what he was before he got back into the business and became that guy. Okay, so who is this? What does he do? This guy has a big nose too. Why he has a big nose, I don't know. Like, how big is this guy's cigar? Is that all he does? Maybe. I don't know. Is he puffing out the side? What hat is this? Like a fedora? I gotta pull that out front. It's something like how the hell did his lips wrap around that thing? Looks stupid now. Like, does he have that thing in his mouth? It looks like he's about to eat it, huh? Don't anyone getting any ideas. How big is this guy's chin? Sorry, this is the first drawing I'm doing of this idiot over here on the left. So I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going with him. And I honestly have no idea. So welcome to the show. You're in for a treat to see what the hell we're doing. No, he's more serious. Yeah. Don't they have like that circle on top like that? Something like that. Do you have like a good haircut? I have no idea. I feel like he needs to be more straightforward. Now, compared to not that fatty. All right, let's find someone that works with him. So let me shrink him, bring him over here. So we know at least where we're going. We need to find this dude here who's going to go capture that fat dude up there. It's pretty much what we're doing. Have him smoke several of them at once. That's a good idea. That's a funny idea, actually. All right, I'll save that for one coming up. So this guy, maybe he's all coat. Is he like Mr. Hotshot? What the hell would he be doing? For some reason, I'm thinking my dad, how he wore his pants back in the day. Is this dude like a zoot suiter? What era are we talking about here? I don't even know. He needs some like slick shoes, right? What's up, baby? Ooh, does he have like a ponytail? Who is this guy? He has his badge. Look down here at my badge. Yeah, that's right, it's my badge. You check that badge out. Not sure. How important is it to ask yourself questions while you're sketching? Does it help? Mm, yeah. Sometimes I'll just start making noises and all kinds of things happen. Um, I'll walk away and just walk in circles around the house and then come back and then get to work and then change my music. And it's like, and I'm not necessarily trying to procrastinate. I'm just trying to allow myself to get focused in my head for the most part, because I think sometimes if I start asking too many, at least too fast, um might get stuck not drawing. And I'm not saying to not draw with like a purpose, because you don't want to just start sketching. Because I know some people who just like they just start drawing with no idea what the hell they're doing or where they're going. It's like it's good to have a place. Like whoever this is, I know that this dude is the detective because that guy looks like crap, and I know he needs to catch this dude. That guy's huge. I want this guy to look like he can do it. I'm not saying that that's necessarily the case. It could be an even fatter dude. It could be the skinny guy, who no one would ever expect. And maybe the big guys, he can't ever hide out in public. Like, see, I'm not thinking this. I'm just talking nonsensical shit right now to throw at the wall and see what sticks. It's like maybe the big dude is always like, he's always seen, but he really doesn't care. Like everybody knows who he is. And I know you've probably seen shows like that or movies like that. Like, um, and it's like maybe he got to the point where it's just like it doesn't even matter to him. No one's ever gonna catch me on anything. And then you got this dude over here, the detective. And let's just say it was a skinny guy. Maybe he's always watching him. He's always in like the cracks. And I'm not talking like, not like a crack in a door. I'm talking like even between brick cracks. Like he's always watching him and he's always just trying to figure out how he can catch him. But even though he could fit in anything, he still can't catch that dude, even though he's so big. And it doesn't look like he can ever scheme and come up with something that might be, smart enough to get away with. See, I'm just making crap up. And the thing is at some point, I need to stop and I need to draw that out. I need to draw a little skinny dude, and try to make that point. Um, but it's just a balance. Everything's a balance, Ask yourself, well, I wouldn't even say asking questions. I think you just need to start playing. That's it. Allow yourself to play like a child. Like, oh, this would be fun. And kids just do whatever they do. It's fascinating. So yeah, I don't know. Um, and give yourself reasons why you did those things. That's the thing. You don't want it to just be random. Like, oh, I like fat legs or I like big legs. And like, I wanted to emphasize this chunky fatness because it makes him feel fat. You ever seen that? See that all the time. Like with people where it's like, and these are things I'm just seeing out in public, is like sometimes you see people who have like really thin faces and then they're just like huge, or you see them and they'll have like kind of like a chunky top arm, but their bottom arm looks all fit. And it's like, how the hell did that happen? Like, That's weird. It's wild, but yeah. Um, that kind of looked like one of those wrestling robes. Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe that's what he does on the side. That's why he has his ponytail. You know, he has a whole secret identity. Maybe he was a wrestler and now he's a detective, and that's how he's going to fight crime by wrestling them. And maybe he ends up, pinning them. I have no idea. Hey, Gio. Hey, Kim. Um, yeah. So I don't know. It sounds like likes to jam on an instrument. Yes, that's it. That's all you're doing. You're just trying to vibe out. And I mean, that's where I've been lately, is just trying to just vibe, have a good time, just enjoy yourself. And even when you're working, just have fun. Um, I mean, as long as you know you can get the work done, then cool. I mean, yeah, I mean that's it. If you're having too much fun, you come up to deadline, you're like, oh shit, I don't know what to do. Make sure you know your fundamentals real good, because you could always come back to them, resort to that, and just turn in a couple good drawings. Good, nice, pretty. But it all depends. But you also need your team to trust you, because if you turn in stuff like this, they better trust you too. So I'm telling you, all a balance. You got to really just understand what people are looking for and what they accept and what they're okay with. Otherwise, you can really screw yourself, and they might be like, or what is that? Is it you're gonna tie it down, clean it up, whatever? Okay. Now, when to move on to the next drawing? Someone asked this actually on Art Club Discord, and it's like, when you make your point, move on. So let's see. Maybe this guy too has a. All right, Ben. This dude's just. He's had way too much. He just said, screw it. I can't find this dude. Why do I feel like he would be more like a. I have an idea. Oh no, my freaking thing not functioning. Stupid Wacom thing. Scary. That happened to me earlier. Okay. Rough, huh? Aren't my drawings so rough? I don't know why. I was like, can his robe hit the ground? I don't know if it can. Oops. Yeah, pockets, big buttons. Are his legs here? Maybe it's not hitting the ground. Drawings are crude, huh? Telling you, I think I can tell you one thing though, for myself. Oh my goodness, it has been the most joyful thing now, just to feel free. Like whatever, I don't even care. I'll make that work if I need to. I'm confident enough to know that I can figure that out if I need to. Ooh, he needs longer legs. Something about this whole shape. Yeah, daddy. All right. Oh, he needs longer arms now. All right, let's get in this face here. I guess he has a cheekbone. Who are you, pesky sir? Does he have a mustache too? Does his mustache look stupid? Kinda. I don't know. Same thing. I don't know. Just seeing where it goes. Okay, let's keep moving. Hi, 12 people that are here. Okay, if you want to write, where are you from? Where are you checking in from? It's nice to know. I met a dude from Italy, kept in touch. It was pretty cool. Oh, look, I said 12 and someone was like, peace, I'm out. I can't see who's in here. I have no idea who checks in at any point. So you're totally anonymous, whoever is in here watching me. Hey, it's all right over here. Let's see. This guy's fat, so maybe this dude. I feel like his neck would look like that. I don't even know why. I just I just have this feeling. Maybe he isn't this buff guy. Maybe he looks like this crazy dude. Let's see. Does he have his jacket on? He is like scheming. Ooh, Oh, that arm's too. I don't know. Feels off. It doesn't feel natural. Let's see. Like almost like his shoulders need to come up or something. Maybe something like that. Not sure. Does he have on a tie too? Maybe he can rub it in his face when he catches him and he has a longer tie. Look at me, idiot. I got a longer tie than you. You're rich with all your money. Can't even buy a tie. Maybe this is tilted. Maybe it's not. Maybe I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, look at that. Okay, might swing by and see you tomorrow. Yeah, dude, come on by. South Florida. Wow, you're all the way on the other side of the U.S. That is far. I want Yoshinoya. That's it. You're in Maryland? Wait, Kim Art. Is that what? Hmm. Why is that name? I know your name. Some record stores out. Well, that'd be fun. Okay, I've already forgot. I got a little sidetracked here. Hmm. Maybe he's the one that has his head hiding, huh? Oh, okay, yeah. Because there was an earlier drawing here. Wait, where is it? Not that idiot. That guy. Oh, he put his hat over his head, but that doesn't feel right. That that's a funny pose. That guy, and then this dude just has a weird head overall. Um. Okay. Nope. Probably don't need you anymore. I don't even care to see you. Okay. You sharp. I want everything to be sharp because this dude's sharp. Yes, my pretty. I will catch you. I feel like it needs a mustache or something. There you go. Need some wrinkles to age him. He was feeling too young. He was looking like a kid or something. Get there. We're getting somewhere with them. All these lines here. We'll clean some of that up. So you guys could see what's happening. Maybe his pants are somewhere around there. Okay. Sorry, I'm zooming out so I can just see everything more clearly, like overall shape and the whole thing. It is. I knew it. Okay. Just I saw the name Kim, and I was like, that's the Maryland and the Florida. Nick has mentioned that. Okay. Oh, you know what? What time? I've been drawing for an hour and a half, and time goes by fast. Okay. So we got this dude. We got. There you go. That's his size. We got this guy. All right. I was not expecting to get to this place. Howdy, sir. Hello. Hello, my pretty. Um, yeah, I don't know what I was gonna do next. I honestly, I had no plan. I pulled up an old drawing of that dude, and then this ugly guy. Wait, not him, not him. That one. And I was like, these are old. I mean, look how jacked up that is. I mean, there's so many things that are wrong with this drawing. I mean, not only does the pose feel funny, jeez, what happened? Like this arm just feels off. Like this hand feels broken. Like if this would need to pull way out, like over here, if that was going to work. It's like, oh, it's coming this. too far in that way. This arm is struggling there. Now that just feels too high. Like, who the hell stands like that? You know what I mean? So it's like the whole thing needs to just be reworked. Like this needs to come down, and then this could come down, and this shoulder, and this jacket. Yeah, something. Okay, whatever. Okay, sorry, back to these guys. All right, we have gotten here. All right, now what? What are we doing? I don't. I really don't know. All right, I'll just start drawing. All right, let's see what you look from the side. You bum. I feel like his nose is longer. What's this profile looking like? We're gonna follow this shape almost underneath. He looks like he'll lean forward. Or does he? Or does he come in closer? Is he more like a pear? Does he have a little butt back there? Is this in? Just trying to find out what would be. Just blocking out shapes. Just trying to see what kind of feels okay. I don't know. His head feels too thin. He has a lot more neck in there. We got to shove more neck in that. Coming back. Okay, let's get into these little details. His nose is coming straight down. Doot doo doo. Those glasses are too big for you. Okay, got your little hair here. You have this like fat roll here. You have another fat roll there, and then you have this. But that needs to get squeezed in this shirt. I need to get all that chunky fatness inside this shirt. The royal chunks. The proportions feel funny on the front of that head, but I'll come back to that in a sec. Okay. Where are we at here? It looks like it wants to go up. All right. Let's try to make this more interesting now in the front. All right. Let's get rid of this hat, because his forehead could come forward like that. And he has a little eyebrow like this. All right. Let's fix this nose. Okay. For some reason I'm not liking this. See, I see that it's coming down like that on the bottom. See, I don't want it to match up that line there, so it's like a curve. So this could be a straight, and then maybe it tucks itself inside that shirt, and maybe instead of breaking the lines, I do this. That kind of feels better. I like that a lot more, actually. Okay, where's that ear? Somewhere there. And then maybe we want to fill those fat rolls in the back. Maybe, I don't know. It feels okay there. Yeah. Everyone's still here. Everybody just enjoying the quietness. Oh, I got a question. Okay. Okay, first thing. Has anybody gone to see the trailer for the new lecture I put out on the art club? Oh, really? Oh, cool. We just put out the lecture today. We still have a part 2 coming out. And if anybody wants to know anything pretty cool, so my buddy Nick Ranieri is doing one for animation. He's using a design of mine that I usually use in my workshops, which is kind of cool. Kelman touched on it and helped me fix this damn design up. So he's using that. And it's almost done. He already finished doing all the animation part. Now it's just audio we need. And then Gabby, we actually talked today, and so hers should be done soon as well. John's just kind of doing his own thing. But I wouldn't be surprised if John's almost done, because his was very thorough. He knew exactly everything he wanted to do. And that was for designing children's books. Still a lot to come down the line, but yeah. Oh, you did? Oh, shoot. How do you like it? I would love your honest feedback, because I have ideas for like a lot more down the line, and it's hard. As you can see how my brain works, sometimes it's all over the damn place. So I tried to be very thorough there and just explain the connections between fundamentals and how it applies to all design. And yeah, it's answering some of the questions that I had when you put out a prompt for your... Oh, really? Um, oh, interesting. What kind of questions? I'm very curious. Because the free lecture with 21 Draw is this Sunday, and that's gonna be an interesting one. Um, yeah, that's gonna be fun. I'm just I'm still piecing together a lot of it, to be honest, because I have ideas of what I wanna do, and then those ideas keep changing because, they just do. I just it's like if there's intermediate people or people who've been doing it for a while, like, do I want to show just stuff like on the building blocks? That's always the hard part. It's like, what would people find most beneficial? And as you can see when I'm drawing, like here, because I'm sure most of the people there are not over here watching me do this, is like there's not really like a step. I mean, some people do that. I don't know how they do it. It's like, do this. It's like, all right, first you're gonna draw a circle. Draw a circle. All right, now you're gonna draw this line. And you can draw that line. And then you can draw this shape. Just like that. Make sure it's a little off to the side, and then you're gonna add this circle here. It's like, oh man, but it's so hard because it took me a while to like understand that everything is connected, and it's good to learn those things on their own. Learn gesture, learn the stick figure form to make gesture, learn head structure, learn how to draw the nose and draw the eyes and draw the mouth and how the mouth works, and practice those things. And I think that's the hardest part, like to get people to get, is like you practice things individually on your free time. And then when you get to work, you don't practice no more. You let go and forget and see if those things come naturally in your work. If they don't, you got to give it a little bit, like at least a week. Just see. Just keep going and see what sticks and what doesn't. If you keep running into hiccups, go back until you figure it out. And then once you feel like you understand it, you're never going to really fully understand it. I mean, there's a lot that I'm still figuring out. And it's like once you get to that point, though, then you move on. And then when you run into something else, you study that. And then what happens is you'll get to a place, and this happens to everybody, and it scares the crap out of everyone. You'll get to a place where you plateau and your work feels like it's not going anywhere. It feels like everything you do sucks. And and you might hear, or you get to a place where you start hearing everything's really good. This is the worst. I see this happen with everybody. Everybody. About 95% of artists I see this happen to. They get praised, their work looks good, and then they just stick to that and they never get out of it. And when they do try something new, even a little, and if someone says, "Hey, what is that? What are you doing?" Or "It's not you," or "We like your old art," whatever the hell it is, you go back to that place where you feel content. And it's like, because you got validation, you heard it was nice or good, and it's like it's scary to get stuck in that place. You don't ever want to be stuck in that place. But here's the thing no one ever talks about, nobody talks about, is when you start to study something new, your work will start to do this. It will, oh, here, sideways. Meow, it'll go down because your brain's trying to comprehend and figure out how to connect it to what you were doing and where you're going. So your work will take a dip. This is normal. And then after a little while, it'll kick in and it'll start going up. And you learn something new and take a little dip, and it's like a roller coaster, and that's all it's doing. And then over time, you'll realize you were just getting better. People are scared to go on that roller coaster ride because no one wants their work feeling like it got worse. And that does happen. It happens to everybody. Like, wow, I was so good, and now my drawings suck. And it's like, no, that's not it. That's literally not it. You just got to give yourself some time. Is that a new layer? What the hell? Okay, maybe you can't see his chest. Because then you won't be able to. Is it going to tangent? It might actually just end up tangenting. I think his arm needs to be thinner. Then we can just get a little hand in there. Meep. 1 knuckle, 2 knuckle, 3 knuckle, 4. Oh yeah, even in the lecture, I have a part on hands, and you might recognize those hands somewhere. But the thing is with hands, what I've learned over time, and this is the thing, I don't think people like people don't like simplicity. People like making shit complicated. It's like I drew a bunch of hands before that I did for Proud Family, and I kind of stuck with those hands because they're very reminiscent of Milk Hall and what Joe Mosier did on Emperor's New Groove. And and I know Joe studied Milt, so and Bruce told me he actually keeps Milt Call hands like reference like on his wall somewhere. So I was like, okay, cool. And so I've used those. I used them in the book. I use a part bit in the 21 Draw lecture that I did with them, or the course I did with them. And then in this one, I did the same thing. But I gave a page full of hands, and they're missing all the details. It's like I might have drawn the thumb, but it's like stuff like this. There's that. And the thing is just to get people thinking about shapes, not the individual fingers. I think that's where people get so confused with hands. It's like, if you can just start memorizing shapes, I mean, how often do we do complicated stuff with our fingers? I mean, we only really use these 3 here: your thumb, your pointer, and your middle. These other 2 are kind of useless. Well, I mean, unless you're scratching your ass or something, then maybe they'll be useless then. But aside from that, you might actually be scratching with these or something, or a thumb. The thing is like, if you can memorize shapes, and I'm not saying you have to resort to that all the time, especially as a designer, we're not animating, so you don't need to constantly do this and rotate your hands and learn every single angle. Find things that help work. If you're having problems with the hand, resort to something, at least until you can go back and study. And it's just something that people don't talk about. I mean, if I need a character, I'm just saying, if I had a character, with their hands up like this, woo, or even this one has their hand open, and it's like, okay, that's cool. I need to now go in, like, and I already have like these kind of ideas in my head for like this. There's like a triangle shape there, and got to pay attention to that pad, or I'll think of the circle, and then always try to build my thumb first. It's like, I want to pay attention to my arcs if I have the fingers open. Maybe you see that other pad. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. That's the thing though. It's like, cool, their hands. It's like, I used to animate. I know I can rotate the hand if I needed to, but for design, it's like, do you need every little angle? I even had one with feet. No one knows this, but in the feet section, I have a foot rotating in space, and it's like, add shoes on, just so you can start to understand how shoes fit on the foot and rotate in space. But on the top part, I didn't add toes. What that is actually are the most common feet angles you will see done in storyboards. And if you can add a foot on or toes on or shoes on, you'll be okay, especially if you're working in TV. So for anybody here that ends up and goes and purchases that lecture, that's what those feet are on the top. I would see that all the time because, like I said, people resort to things that they know, especially board artists too. There's incredible board artists out there. I'm just saying they have shorthands because they got to get work done fast and people are drawing quick. Oh, okay. A lot of talking. Sorry. Okay, back to this guy. Um, yeah. Wait, where? Hold on. He's missing something. Yeah, getting away from me. Does that feel too angular? Up here it does. It doesn't feel like the right style. See, that's the thing with style. So it's not what I mean. Well, it is. It could be what you put in and what you take out. I mean that's literally the easiest way to explain it. For instance, here's another example. All right, let's say I had something like this. Now, if I draw the nose like that, this chin's all jacked up, huh? Here, squish your face. How about that? Okay. We will copy her. Boop. Wait, what the hell did that come from? Okay, there you go. Okay, now let's add in nostrils. Oh my goodness. Starting to look like a different design already. It starts to take it to a different place though. When you start adding like very specific tiny details, like, okay, let's add in the ear. All right, now let's add in the ear, nose, and let's give the character some of these eyes. I mean, from this to this, it looks very different. I mean, the solid black eyes could look very cartoony. And then when you add a nostril, I mean, because there's shows where cartoons have no nostrils at all, and it feels very cartoony. But when you add that in, it's weird what it does. I don't know what it is. It's a weird subconscious thing. And then the ear details, because there's also shows where the ears are just shapes. And then when you add in that color separation between the pupil and the eye, it's like, it starts to feel humanish. It's very odd. It's a weird thing. I don't know. This is very crude, but just some things to keep in mind. Okay, let's come back to this dude. All right. Let's see. How big are you, dude? Does anyone have any questions about anything? I think that's a good question. Wait, let me draw that all the way through. There you go. Oh my goodness, I don't even care. Here, I need to just get that down. I'll worry about the design after. Well, I would say don't ever start on this whole turn until you figure out that 3/4, by the way. Because there's a lot of things I can do, like as in design, like within the basic shapes, as in like the pant folds and whatever. Okay. Um, let's see. You were asking about what characters you wanted us to have you draw. Now I was asking about archetypes for certain characters like heroes and stuff, and then how you take those archetypes and add variation to them in personality traits. Oh, superheroes? I mean, well, that's an interesting one. I mean, what kind? I mean, a superhero could be anybody, right? I mean, you talking like you know the dude with the big old chin. When he has his hello, like like that guy. He has his like his chest out. What is it, Ben Wong? What are you looking at? He says like hands in or something. I don't know. He's I'm drawing too big for my page. Like and then style, like maybe his legs are out. He needs like that strong pose. Does he have like traps here or a cape? Maybe he has a cape. Maybe his little hands going back that way. All right, hold on. I feel like his I see the problem here. Hold on. He needs a neck forward. It's like, hold on. His face is kind of ugly. I'm just going to use dot eyes. Or here, let me just use little slashes. Dot eyes. Okay, see, here's a little trick. Dot eyes are very reminiscent to a very. I mean, we connect it to a lot of like old school cartoons, right? But if you use little dashes, because it's something that Al Hirschfeld uses, and his characters, they look like humans, but just caricaturized. For some reason, same thing. We make this weird connection that like still kind of looks human. See, it's weird. Don't know what that is. I have no idea. But yeah, this. Here we go. It's super douche. All right, maybe this guy. What's this other cape doing? Maybe he has like little tiny speedos or whatever. His legs feel kind of weak sauce, huh? He needs like stronger calves. This dude looks like he'd probably get beat up. I'm just saying. Like this arm. I feel like his arms need to be bigger, come down farther. Like maybe feel that tricep there, like that. Does he have like things that he wears on his? Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. We need that thing out of the way, and we can always figure that hand out. That's easy. Okay. We got random superhero dude, whoever this is. Oh shoot. And okay, yeah, this was for your my lecture thing. Yeah. No, I know exactly what you're talking about. Is there an option for you to do this shirtless? No one wants to see that. I'm just saying. How are you thinking of straight lines when you're working on a bigger cartoon person like that to avoid them getting too squishy looking? Talking in the suspenders. Oh, I'll come back to the big dude. So same thing here, Chroma. I mean, for variations, it's just like realizing that everything is just a shape. So if you have the arms and they are like these, triangles almost, which is another lesson or worksheet I had. I drew like a bunch of arms and like a bunch of different like poses. So that way people can practice those little things. So it's like if everything's a shape, you can manipulate it however you want. Whatever it is you're doing, that's the deltoid up here. Not saying you need to shade it, but if you had on those little cuffs and then his knuckles and hand. Okay. But if everything is a shape like that, then technically, I mean, I can pull the chest out, or I can look at the overall shape, so I can make this even like wider. I can make this thinner. I can make these legs, bigger. I mean, it really is just everything is open. I can make the neck wider. I can make his chin bigger. I mean, there's so many. Everything is literally just a shape. You just have to find out where to break it and look for certain things that are connected. So, in the lecture, if you go, I think it's the last lesson, 4-5, 4-4, 4-5. It talks about like the head and what are those particular things on like a 3/4 that work in relation to like one another. So, you want to find those things. So it's like even like this, it's like what on the body. I always look at it like, okay, it's the top, or the hell is this called? Torso. The torso is literally just one line away from creating a pelvis. And those lines, I think, or at least how I see them, is just one shape. So if I were to do like this and I add that line there, I already have a torso and a pelvis now. That's how I look at it. And then I also keep in mind that whatever this shape is up here, I need to remember there's a middle area because this middle area is like how the beanbag squashes, you know? So I need to remember that that area somewhere in there needs to squash. Okay, and then you can add your legs on here. So then your arms go in, you know, in your head or whatever. So, but I try to break up things very simply so the legs become like, I mean, could become a triangle, you know, just this. And I know in the middle is where the knees are, and then I can find out how to break up. Now it's just this shape, you know, the upper part of the leg. It's like, okay, that's one shape. Or, you know, but or I can go straight here, and this is like a big curve. Maybe I offset those. You know, there's my knee. And then maybe so it's like a completely different shape than this one now. So I'm just trying to find ways to like keep things off skew, not even or parallel on the same size. Like this is when I'm just designing or adding design fundamentals to drawings. I mean, this helps you create variations. Like I said with the Mojo things, there's an infinitesimal amount of things you can do because I could like lower that line a little. I can bring, I mean, look, even if I want to be like, you know, I can bring this line out just a little bit, and I can maybe make this more straighter and bring it up just a tad, you know, and maybe I make this a straight. Or see, I don't like this line here, how it's working into that one. So maybe that's a straight, or maybe this line goes up a tad. Maybe this line's a slight curve instead. I have no idea. The thing is like there's just so many different things you can do. It's just personally, I would say just find something though that like kind of works with each other instead of just that's a feeling, but it's good to know what the rules are so that way you can create variations. So if you are doing something over that whatever that guy him, it's like find yeah, I mean you just got to break things up into shapes. That's literally it. Like he kind of feels like kind of like a circle here. So maybe, and his shoulders are kind of straight, kind of. Are they kind of like down? We could make him go down. Maybe he's bigger. Maybe these legs are bigger. Maybe the knees are lower. You know, maybe this cape sits on the ground. Maybe this neck is higher. I mean, there's so many things you can do, but you got to find a base first. So have fun in your playground, find something that you like, and then use that as your starting point, and then you can make variations off of it. And at least you already got to a place where you're like, dang, I didn't expect to get here. And then you make variations on that, and you'll come up with a lot of really just cool crap. So, um, okay, back to this dude. Okay, hold on. Where did he go? I have him. Where'd the rest of his body go? There's the front. Oh, here. Okay, here he is. I found him. He's trying to hide. You see? Like I said earlier, this dude, he just doesn't care. He just hangs out in the open. No one's gonna catch him. That's kind of how he is. Okay. Anybody who's new, we got to this point with this other drawing, this one, and then we got to no, not him. No, not him. Hold on, we're gonna find him. Not him. Not him. not him, that guy. And then we went down very quickly. No, not him, not him. That's a totally different conversation. Nope, 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 nope. Hands. Oh, him. Yes, him. So we were at him and this guy. And then yeah, we just started playing around with the turn of him. Okay, so I was gonna do a front, but you had a question in regards to like where to add straight. How are you thinking of straight lines when you're working on a bigger cartoon person like that to avoid them getting too squishy looking? It's just finding like those counterbalances of your outside line. So it's all design fundamentals. So like, look, if I were to, we'll use, well, here I can leave them actually bright. I'll use red. So this is something I talk about in the lecture as well. Is like you have like this curve here, but here it's almost straight, almost. And you got, I mean, so if we can start going in here even tighter. So it's like a little curve there. This is a bigger curve. This is kind of starting to straighten out, and then it goes back to a curve on the back of the neck because that shirt's straight there too. So I'm like constantly trying to break things up. So like even here, so even like this neck, this might be even, but I also don't want this line lining up with that line. Because I could have easily have done this and then they get even. So I wanted to find a way to break it up. So I have this curve and then I have like this break here. So I have a break here and a break here, and then this is just a simple curve. So I'm constantly trying to find ways just to create some asymmetry in my line, even if it's not that noticeable. So even here, whoops. So, there's a straight there. Let's see. Well, there's a break here, and we have this curve here. Then we've got the curve there. We got a curve here. We have a straight here. We have a straight here. We have a straight curve, curve. So there's like a bunch of different things happening. So there's like a little curve. Well, this is a bigger curve. There's a break here. And then you have this big shape here. It's like a very soft curve. Here's another curve and here's a straight. So it's like there's a lot happening all over the place. It's not just curves. It's like I've done this so much that it kind of naturally happens as I start to refine things. I'm just constantly going, and this is probably the easiest way to explain it. I have probably 4 lines in mind. That's it. Also in the lecture, it's curves, straights, S curves, and tapers. That's probably it. And I've been using that shit for like, it's been 11 years. It's been 11 years now. So that's all I'm thinking about. So it's like, here, even like the break of this shape. So this shape, I'll use blue. So this part right here doesn't match with this part. I don't want them to be the same shape. I want them to feel asymmetrical amongst one another because it could have been very easy just to have them both curved. But I have a break in this shape. You can feel that on the front. He feels a little stronger on this side because the straight it gives our brain an idea that something's a little tougher. It's good to use for like muscles because it says that there's like a hard surface, soft, curves. It's squishy, like you mentioned. But I wanted to break those things apart. He's strong. He has a really fat arm up on top and really thin one on the bottom. But also, if you look, there's no muscle indication here at all. It's just straight because I wanted to also create that contrast with the chunky fat top part of his arm and the really thin narrow part on the bottom. But yeah, I just been doing this for a long time. So when it comes down to refining it like this, it's those things are constantly in my mind. like breaking up all these things on the front, on the profile, and how to handle profiles, which will be in part two of the lecture. But you got to wait for that because I talk about profiles and how to pose your characters and just stuff. Okay, but like not the front. But this one, since I was just kind of letting loose, in all honesty, I'm not thinking about any of that shit. I'm literally just going for it. And this is where we ended up. So, and hopefully some of those things just naturally happen. But overall, I was just trying to find a guy that I felt like fit what I was looking for somewhere deep down. Because if you were around from the beginning, you would know I was all over the place trying to figure out who this character was. Um, that's why we had this other guy with a freaking balloon. Where are you? Not the ice cream. Him. Our retired dude who became a worker. He's no more gangster anymore, and he was bringing his kid home a balloon. I think that's what we were talking about. Not you. Here you go. Okay, so I was gonna start playing at the front. Okay, so oh, by the way, I didn't see how to access the worksheets on the Art Club website. Like the videos for the lectures are all there. I never mind found them. Yeah, it's literally when you play the video, if you just scroll down, they're all there. There's one that belongs to the lecture, so you can follow along. And then there's a worksheet where it's like, fill this in or use this or just start to see how the arms fit into the sockets of the body or the legs fit into the pelvis. Yeah, it's just all little things. Let's see. Yep, mine always end up looking like flat tires. Oh, right. Wow. You're welcome. I think I take the straight versus curve idea a little too literally, and I'm always looking for a straight line to balance it out. Nah, there's a lot of different ways. It's just you're trying to just find rhythms. I mean, some people are like really broad about it. Like you might see, oops, like the legs that are like this, you know, and it's like, yeah, I mean, you could do that, but there's so many other ways that you can also handle that. But like I said, it's not necessarily what you put in, it's also what you take out. So if you boil it down and the more you take out, it starts to feel more cartoony. If you leave more in, it'll start to feel a little more real. I mean, to a sense, if it depends on the proportions and everything of a character. Because if you had like something like this. I mean, whoever the hell that kid is kind of looks like an alien. I mean, no one's believing this. Like, it doesn't matter what. This does not look like a baby you would see in like a Spider-Verse movie. It feels like a cartoon. So you can add in all the little cheek lines you want and all the little tiny hairs and it doesn't even matter at that point. Proportions play a huge part in where your characters fit stylistically into projects or shows. That really does dictate styles. Proportions, huge. But if you can't have a character in like a Spider-Verse movie with legs like that, you would need to define some things. They would need more structure, which is just adding a little more, as in, if you did have the knee, it's like, do you have your leg like this? I'm not saying that this is it. I'm just saying like you need more. There would be more breaks, more anatomy being shown somewhere in there, whatever that is. It's is a balance, like I was saying. Just how much you take out and how much you put in. It's just trying to find what that is because those little details they go a long way. Let me get rid of that. Okay. But it feels like you're saying that it's more about the rhythm and difference and the asymmetry makes it work. Yeah. I mean, essentially, it's you're looking for ways to have your line have a feeling. Okay, that sounds crazy. Okay, you know what? Okay, back on DC Girls, I remember Lauren talking about this, and she was talking about Glenn Keane on Ariel because she used to be an animator, and she said that like when okay, so I don't by all means I don't remember what the hell Ariel looks like, but I remember he would have this thing going on, um, whatever her cups had. But this point there, she's like, I realized that like by him bending that to a point where it was like it's completely broken, it didn't matter. It's like there's tension in line and there's a feeling to it. And it's not necessarily just the whole thing. It's like you feel lines. And sorry, I updated my computer and it's like add effects using hand gestures. What the hell does that mean? I don't know what that means. But so yeah, she was just like, it's just pay attention to how line changes direction because it could really affect things. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. So even if I had, let's say, I don't know, a character, hello, hello, pretties. I mean, we feel that hip over there on the other side because of this this line. It's almost like a rubber band. It's like if something's straight, we feel it when it bends like this. So it's just understanding that like your line's almost like a shape. There's a thickness to it and it has a feeling. It sounds crazy, but maybe in time it'll make sense. But okay, so how long have I been drawing for? Holy shit, it's been 2 hours and 22 minutes. Um, well, welcome anybody who's new here. I can't see who's in here, so it's all anonymous. But if you want to write down where you're checking in from, that'd be cool. Or just say hi. Or if you got a question. Oh crap, it's 10:30. All right, I gotta get off at 11 for sure. Or maybe in the next 15. Maybe. Yeah. Okay, we were on big guy. I was just messing around with him and turning him. Honestly, there was no idea what I was doing when I first joined this thing. Okay, so awesome. I'm glad. Okay, so we have big dude, big arms. Is he still, should I still have him messing with his hat? That's a question. Not sure. Or do I just turn him and keep everything straight to the sides? Probably be easier, huh? Okay, let's speed this up. Okay, we got that. Where's his waist? It's somewhere there. We have his shoulders here somewhere. Boop, 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 boop. He has a mustache. Underneath that big old gonzo nose. His little glasses. He has little ears, little hair. He has his little hat. His hat is tilted forward. Or is it tilted forward because he's grabbing it in that other pose? Oh, the questions. The questions. And he has, oh, look, even check this out, the straights. So just naturally, you can see this. They're not just curves, there's a break right there. And then I even tried just naturally created asymmetry even in my fold there. It's like sometimes I'm just going, but I've done it. It's just these things happen. Oh, wow, look how fat I made it. Whoops. He's too big. What happened to you, dude? You gotta stop eating all those pizzas in New York, buddy. Damn, son. You eat too much. That closer? Yeah, it's pretty close. EK remote. My thing is about to die. That sucks. I hope it doesn't. I really rely on this little controller thing. Wacom, if you ever hear this, put the buttons back on the Cintiqs. No one wants to buy this crap. Okay. Something like that. Even though this tie is probably too thick, watching it rotate like that. Whatever. I'll just adjust it. Boop. Yeah, okay. It's a little lower, but okay. Let's see. Yo, I'm on Art Club. Which lecture book are you talking about? The only one available right now. We just released it today, actually. It's called Character Design Simple Rules for Any Style. Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah, that's the one. Oh look, two people bounced. Anytime I look at when people are here, just leave. Look at back at my previous comment. Willie, which one? I don't see any comments. I don't see anything, Willie. I don't see anything all the way up. All right. Let's see. So we got. Whoops, I'm drawing on the wrong layer. This guy have pants. They have a belt. I have no idea. I'm sure he has something, maybe a belt. Sorry. I know a lot of people who, and don't get me wrong, you can totally do this, especially for front views. Draw one side, copy paste, right? I mean, why not? It works. You can totally do that. I have been, see, here's one of the things too, Chroma. Like one thing that I was just like trying to figure out was, okay, if I just to naturally get forced asymmetry, I was like trying to practice drawing my front views without copy pasting one side to the next. It just really depends on deadline because I'll give it a try and things will be just like slightly off skew going all the way down the body and it's I don't know it feels nice, but then it also just looks nice too and it's just like perfect. So it's kind of hard, especially for front views. But I would do that, and man, it was just trying to get my brain to understand how things were sitting I was trying to train it because have you ever had it where you flipped a drawing and your whole drawing goes out of whack? It's just we get so used to, well, if you don't ever flip it, which I kind of never do, um, it's it's hard to get your brain to see that balance between design. So as you can tell, like here, I'm hoping it looks pretty good. It's not exact. I mean, I can tell that this left side over here is just a little longer, just barely though. But yeah, it was just that's one of the things I would do just to practice. So let's see. Like this hand needs to be a little higher. Okay, something like that. Um, look at my. Oh yes, all the time. Yeah, yeah, it happens. It happens. Okay, so I think I might be done with this, dude. I think I have the other guy to still do, but there's just I've been drawing for 2.5 hours already. Wait, where is he? All right, here comes the test. Let's see how he's looking. Wait, you're not part of him. What the hell? Where did you come from? Okay, let's make sure he fits on my page. All right, I'm gonna eyeball this. Okay. And then let's draw a line and see. Not gonna lie, that was pretty good. This is what I'm talking about. It's like just sometimes you can just nail it. I'm not gonna lie, I'm pretty shocked. Look at those hats. Those suckers lined right up. That was kind of cool. Okay, I noticed I forgot one thing though. On Tubby here. If I have it come right here, shit. That's a hard one. Like this needs to go over. Let me just connect all the layers, whatever. Like this guy here. See, I'll go back in and just make adjustments, but it's like, should it? Because nah, it feels leaving it. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. Total luck. Total luck. So, oh shit. Okay. This I should have added that on this hand, huh? Oh crap. Okay. See, his hand's all the way up here. That hand's too low. Oh shoot. Okay, let's see. Let me just block out his shape real quick. These hands should actually be higher. These are way too low. I can already see it. Beep, 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 beep. It's way higher, like there. Maybe a tad lower, but whatever. It's pretty close. There. Okay. All right. Well, here's this dude. Is he right? Probably not. That front view already, I'm looking at it compared to that 3/4. He's freaking huge. So let's see how I can do this. Maybe I can take this here and push it in. I'm not saying to always do this because this will warp your drawing. But for right now, well, I mean, then you could just go in and then make adjustments or whatever is needed. But now he's looking a little closer to that 3/4. That profile, he's looking a little chunky on that front side. I'm not going to lie. He's looking a little too chunky. All right, let's see. Almost like he needs to. He feels really bulbous in that front view. See, but I don't want these now to run asymmetrical. So do I keep that, like that curve? Do I angle it more? Maybe like that, so the lines aren't asymmetrical. Yeah, it feels a little better. I still have to adjust everything else. By no means this is how you do a turn. This is just for fun. Because I mean, the easiest way is to like drop rulers and measure everything, and this is just having some fun. Whoop. Okay, that's kind of all I got right now. Been drawing for a while, so yeah. If there's any last questions before I, take off, happy to answer. Anything? Has anybody got any questions? How do you get out of your own way in terms of design? Take a sticky note from repeating or ways of drawing. Okay, take a sticky note and write this down. It's something Mosier told me a long time ago. And it's very simple. Think less, feel more. Or think less and feel more. And that was it. You have to feel your drawings out. Don't let yourself overthink things. Just feel it. Try to feel it. I mean, that matters more than anything. It's good to learn the rules, practice on the side, and then when you get to drawing, let it go. Just try to feel out your drawings. And then hopefully those things naturally happen. But write that down as sticky. I had it on my desk for, my goodness, a long, long time, a very long time. So, yeah, I hope that helps. But aside from that, thank you for watching, hanging around, joining, and please, anybody out there, bug me to keep this going because it's fun. I really enjoy it. This is like my free place to just goof around and explore and just see what happens. I got no plans ever coming into these, or just kind of seeing where it goes. So thank you for hanging out. It's been fun. And yeah, I'll see you all next time. All right.